You know, it's funny how something as harmless looking as an onion can bring a grown adult to tears faster than a sad movie ever could. You could have gone years without crying, no breakup, no emotional scene in The Notebook, and then boom! One onion later, you're weeping into your cutting board like your life just fell apart. But really, what makes onions such little emotional assassins? It's one of those weird kitchen mysteries we've all experienced but rarely question. I mean, no one ever cries chopping lettuce or tomatoes. So why do onions make us cry? Let's get to the bottom of it without losing any more tears, right here on History of Food. First, let's talk about what an onion actually is. Beyond being a culinary essential, onions are part of the allium family, which also includes garlic, leeks, and shallots. So basically, onions are like that one family member who takes things a little too far, especially when it comes to making you cry. Inside every onion are tiny cells filled with chemical compounds that make it smell and taste the way it does. Normally, these chemicals just sit there minding their own business. But once you take a knife and slice through an onion, you're breaking open those cells and releasing their inner chaos, kind of like opening a can of emotional worms. When this happens, a particular enzyme called alliinase gets released. This enzyme mixes with a compound called sulfoxide, specifically S1-propenyl L-cysteine sulfoxide, if you want to sound impressive at your next dinner party. When these two meet, they react and create something known as syn-propanethyl S-oxide. That name probably means nothing to you, but it's the reason your eyes suddenly turn into Niagara Falls. So here's how it works. Once that chemical, let's just call it the tear gas of the kitchen, gets released into the air, it floats up toward your face. When it hits the moisture in your eyes, it forms a mild sulfuric acid. Yeah, you heard that right. Sulfuric acid. Basically, your eyes are getting a mini acid attack from a vegetable. Your body, being the smart machine that it is, immediately goes, "Whoa, something's not right here." So your tear glands kick into overdrive, producing more tears to flush out the irritant. It's your body's way of saying, "I got you, buddy. Let's wash this nonsense away." That's why the more you chop, the more you cry. The gas spreads, your eyes react, and soon you're standing there blinking furiously. Now, if you're thinking, wow, onions are just mean, you're not wrong, but it's not personal. Onions didn't evolve this chemical weapon just to ruin your stir-fry prep. The real reason lies in evolution and self-defense. In nature, onions can't exactly run away from danger. So instead, they developed a chemical defense system. When an animal, or in this case, your kitchen knife, tries to damage it, the onion releases these irritating compounds to make the experience unpleasant. For wild animals, that means they'll probably think twice before taking another bite. It's like nature's way of saying, "Touch me again, and I'll make you cry." But humans, being the stubborn creatures we are, didn't back down. We took one look at the onion's tear-inducing power and accepted the challenge that it would definitely make you cry. Not only did we keep eating it, we made it a staple ingredient in almost every cuisine on Earth. And honestly, can you blame us? Despite their emotional baggage, onions are incredible. They add sweetness, sharpness, and depth to food. They're the base for soups, sauces, stews, and stir-fries. So yeah, they might make us cry, but we always come back for more. It's basically the world's most toxic relationship, but it tastes amazing. All right, so now that we know why onions make us cry, the next big question is, can we stop it? The short answer is yes, but not completely. You can definitely reduce the crying, though. Let's look at some of the tricks people use to fight back against onion tear gas. First up, chill the onion. Putting onions in the fridge for about 30 minutes before cutting them actually helps. Cold temperatures slow down the enzyme reactions, meaning less of that tear-inducing gas gets released. So next time, just toss your onions in the fridge and save your waterproof mascara for another day. Next, cut under running water. It sounds weird, but it works. The water helps to wash away the gas before it reaches your eyes. Of course, it's not the most practical thing to do, especially if you don't enjoy soggy cutting boards, but it's an option. Another trick? Use a sharp knife. When your knife is dull, it crushes the onion cells instead of slicing cleanly through them. That releases more of those enzymes. A sharp knife causes less damage, meaning fewer tears. So really, this is just another reason to invest in a good knife, or at least sharpen the one you already own. And then lastly, there's the goggles method. You've probably seen people online wearing swim goggles or even lab glasses while chopping onions. As ridiculous as it looks, it actually works because it blocks the gas from reaching your eyes. You might look like you're about to go scuba diving in your kitchen, but hey, no tears. Now, if you're feeling fancy, there's even something called a tearless onion. Scientists have actually bred onions to produce less of that irritating compound. In fact, there's a variety called the Sunion, yes, that's its real name, that claims to be completely tear-free. Of course, it's not available everywhere yet, and some chefs argue that removing the bite also removes some of the onion's signature flavor. So like everything in life, it's a trade-off. Less crying, but maybe a little less character in your food. So the next time you're in your kitchen, tears streaming down your face as you dice away, just remember, it's not you, it's chemistry. The onion isn't trying to hurt you, it's just defending itself the only way it knows how. And in a weird way, that makes sense. Life's full of things that make us cry, but at least with onions, you get caramelized sweetness at the end. So grab your knife, maybe your goggles, and embrace the tears. Because behind every tearful chopping session, there's a delicious meal waiting to happen. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.